I was in a car accident. I repeat, I was in a car accident. I could have died, I could have lost my life, but God helped me, and He helped me push through it. And I'm gonna just sit here and explain the whole entire story to y'all from the beginning. So, first, I wanna tell you something. I had a dream, a very intense dream, that I was driving a car and the whole entire windshield that you're trying to look through, it was frozen. I couldn't see anything. There was only a tiny hole that I was able to see through, and I was trying to look at that while I was trying to drive to see if I could make it through. I didn't. I ended up crashing the car, but when I crashed the car, it landed in water. So me and the person that was with me, we wasn't hurt. Now, I woke up from that dream, and when I was getting dressed, getting ready for work, I had thought about that, and I was like, wow, that was actually really interesting that I had that dream. Let me make sure I be careful on the road. While I'm about to reverse and drive the car back, I realized that there was another car that I could have drove, and I was talking to someone. I don't want to bring them up because I don't know if they're fine with them being in the public. But I talked to this certain someone. I said, yo, we could take that car. And then he was like, if we do, I'm going to have to drive it and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I sensed this energy. I could tell he didn't want to drive. So I was like, it's all good, bro. I'll drive. And then while we're on the road, he said, bro, you could just turn around. I'll drive for you. And I was like, nah, bro. I already made up my mind. It's good. So pretty much after that, that's when I was driving. And then I'm on the highway. So the highway, it's 55 miles per hour. Just to be safe, I would say I was going 50 to 60. While I'm driving, usually when I start and I reverse out of the parking lot, I always just shift it to D2. And then over time while I'm driving, I swamp it back to drive. So pretty much when I was trying to do that on the highway, I had it on D2 and then I shifted up to drive. And then out of nowhere, the car started spinning. And then I crashed the car, and the car was flipped upside down. Now, the first thing, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I felt like something was after me. I felt very unsafe. I felt like a spirit was out there or someone set me up and stuff like that. And I was looking at God, and then I was mad at him because I was like, why would you put me in this predicament? Why did I almost get in a car accident and stuff like that? And then I actually sat there and thought about it. He saved me. And I'm pretty sure to all the experts, they pretty much get why I'm saying he saved me. One of the main reasons on why how he saved me, I literally dreamt of it. I dreamt of me car crashing. That same day, man. That same day. I fell asleep and I dreamt of me car crashing. That was a warning. And then on top of that, I could have drove another car that day. I could have. That was the second warning. And even when it happened, he was still there with me. Because even though the crash happened, my shoulder hurts a little bit. Don't get me wrong. God was there the entire time. We could have hit. You don't understand. So there's a driveway up here, and this is me, right? I'm driving like this, and then that's when the car started messing up, and then I spin. I could have hit cars while I was spinning to the other intersection, and I didn't. I didn't hit no cars. I only just crashed the truck. Now, I'm going to be honest with you and just speak even deeper. The reason why I'm mad at myself, I wish I took the warnings God gave me and actually pushed forward with it, moving correctly. And the second thing that I was mad about myself for is that I put other person life in jeopardy. And that's something that's going to be very hard for me over time to let go. And I just find it scary, and I'm also just thankful. Because at the end of the day, I remember my mom, because I was upset at her because she wasn't hearing my story. She was just believing her own, what she have every right to do so. But she said one thing to me and it hit me different. That's why I was like, I gotta stop this mindset of why God doing this and just be thankful. Because there was also, it was a bunch of other crashes that happened that same day. And one was another family. Because I work at a daycare and stuff like that. So there's, a bunch of other families there. And there was a car crash that happened in one of their sites. And one of their she has two children. One is in the hospital and the other one's dead. So, I'm just thankful. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to just share my story, there's things that God wants you to do, and there is things that he is waiting for you to do, and he is sitting there waiting for you to get it done. And he is going to sit there, he's going to warn you, he's going to do a bunch of other things, and you have to take his word serious. You can't be playing around. This is that type of year. If you're doing a little bit too much of what you're not supposed to be doing, then you could be punished for that. Anything that you're speaking, you gotta mean it. You gotta stand 10 toes deep, man. Stuff that you believe in, you gotta get it done, man. Because that car crash, I was sitting here depressed for multiple days. I'm not gonna lie. It's not even the fact that I crashed a car, it was the fact that I put someone's life in jeopardy, and that's something that keeps ticking in the back of my mind. But I just know, if I believe in myself and if I pay attention to the warnings and the things God says, I'm going to be all right. But I want you guys to start doing that as well, because I know God comes to you guys in his dreams and in visions and the things that be happening during the day. I know he is, and you have to listen to him. I know I'm not the only person that gone through this somewhat. I believe there's so many more that have similar stories. I'm just one that's able to openly say it out loud. But the main thing that I'm grateful for in this situation is that I'm still alive. That was one thing that I took for granted when the situation was happening. Because even when I got in that crash, a bunch of people came over, and then if you look at that one side of the car, that's where I was driving. I still don't know how I got out of that. I'm just thankful to the Lord. I could have died, man. And the person that was with me in the car, I really could have. And I just thank God that I was able to get out of it. And I even thank God now too, because even in this moment, I was enraged. I had a hard time sleeping for the past days, and it's because there was a certain part of myself that I didn't forgive. And I felt like I should have never been driving that car. Like, I know I've told this multiple times, but I put my life in jeopardy. I did. I put the person that was in my car's life in jeopardy. Even then, that's still hard to think about. But the more we push forward in life, the more lessons that we learn, and it's going to be a hand-on lesson from God. The things like this help us bounce up and be even stronger. And I feel like that was one of those moments for me, because I sit here in this room being depressed about it for multiple days, and I'm just now finally breaking out of that shell. And the main reason why I'm breaking out of it is because there's a bunch of other people It's not even for myself, man. That I gotta be honest with you. I just feel like I'm letting a millions. I feel like I'm letting down if I just stop now. I know this is not how my story ends. I know there's more that I have to do. But the one thing I could say with strong integrity, this is a chapter I will never forget.